I've teased this for Wednesday's show and then decided this morning, when kind of looking at everything, that I thought maybe better to go into it today. So we are leading the show today with my LSU season projection. We'll go game by game, wins and losses, and we'll get Jeremy's reaction to kind of how I feel. Scott Rabelais of The Advocate writes a column every year and kind of includes a lot of media projections in it, and he sent an email out to a few of us, and I sent mine back. It's 50 words. We'll get a few more than 50 words in this segment, but I gave it a lot of thought, and so I've kind of arrived where I am, and so we'll get into that right now. In my opinion, this is a total rebuild. It is the first rebuild that LSU has gone through since Nick Saban took over from Jared Dinardo. When Saban handed the keys to Miles, you kept Jimbo Fisher around. You had a ridiculous amount of talent that was coming through, and those first three Les teams were incredibly, incredibly talented. And that wasn't a rebuild. When Les was fired and O took over as interim and was named head coach, you kept Dave Aranda around. You kept Steve Ensminger around. You kept a lot of your position coaches around. O was doing the recruiting. I mean, it just wasn't a massive rebuild. They just changed some things and moved forward. This thing was at the studs when they walked off the field for the Texas Bowl. This is some shocking stuff to me when you see it in front of you. You understood the situation the football program was in, but this year, as they take the field in 2022, the 2019 signing class would be your fourth-year players, your seniors. And in a COVID world, some of these guys could have a lot more eligibility left, but that would be your class that would be your seniors. Let me run through that class on 247 from the highest-ranked player to the lowest-ranked player. There were 25 signees in that class. Derek Stingley was the highest-rated signee. He's not on the team. John Emery was second. He's suspended right now and hasn't played in a year and a half. Marcel Brooks, third. He's gone. Cardell Thomas, fourth. He's a backup. Trey Palmer, fifth. Gone. Mo Hampton, gone. Apu Ika, gone. Ty Davis Price, gone. Ray Parker, gone. Dante Starks, gone. Devontae Lee, nope. Anthony Bradford, we'll see what he gives you, but he's still on the team. Peter Parrish, gone. Radarius Jones has not been an impact player to this point in his career. Thomas Perry, gone. Jay Ward has been a starter. Has he been an all-conference player? No, he has not. He is still here, though. Kendall McCollum, gone. Charles Turner has been a reserve. Cordell Flott, gone. Joseph Evans, gone. Sodi Fanua, gone. TK McClendon, gone. Desmond Little, still here. Cade York is gone. Quentin Skinner's gone. From that class of 25 guys, 18 of them are gone. The guys that remain, John Emery, Cardell Thomas, Anthony Bradford, Charles Turner, Radarius Jones, Desmond Little. Okay?
Yeah.
That's not a lot from that class. Now, you move forward a year to the 2020 class. That one was coming on the heels of your national championship. That would be your third-year players. You would hope a massive amount of impact from that class. I'll go from the top-ranked player on down. 22 guys signed in that class. Eric Gilbert, gone. Eli Ricks, gone. Keyshawn Butte, superstar. Jaquelin Roy, great player. Philip Webb, gone. Jordan Tolles, gone. B.J. Ojolari, stud. Jacobian Guillory, reserve. Antoine Sampa, gone. Marcus Dumerville, reserve. Trey Bradford, gone. Josh White, gone. Max Johnson, gone. Eric Taylor, gone. Dwight McLaughlin, gone. Coy Moore, gone. Marlon Martinez, backup. Alex Adams, gone. Cole Taylor is a tight end. Ali Gay is a good player. Xavier Hill's a backup. TJ Finley is gone. 22 guys in that class. 13 of them are gone. There are only 9 left. Those would be your impact classes.
Yeah.
I'm just running through the names, especially the top-rated guys in those classes. They're gone. And so that's what Brian Kelly is left with. And then you got to overhaul it. You've got to bring in a whole new group of guys, which they've done. But this was a rebuild from the studs. So where are they? I don't feel awesome about the talent level on this team. The default answer for every LSU fan when you're talking, well, they've got talent. Well, they got talent. Well, they've always got, well, they got talent. And if somebody's talking about LSU and that's, well, you know they're going to have talent. Well, where does the talent come from? The resigning classes, they're all gone. You're adding a bunch of starters from Florida International and East Tennessee State and Louisiana Lafayette and McNeese. And they may be good players, but that's not exactly where LSU generally adds its quote-unquote talent that it's got every year.
Mm-hmm.
I think the job he did to fill the spots has been phenomenal. I think Jarek Converse is going to be a great player for LSU. I think he probably got the short end of the stick on the Arkansas trade with Dwight McGlothern leaving. Noah Cain has been an okay back for the last couple of years at Penn State. To ask him to come in here and be one of the backs that we talk about through here is probably not that realistic. I could keep going, but the point is pretty obvious what I'm trying to make here. I think the default answer that we always go to, well, LSU's got talent. Do they? Mm-hmm. Does LSU have a lot of talent on this team? I'm not saying can they not go out there and compete Saturday in, Saturday out, but the inference from me when you would say, well, they've got talent is they can just go out there and they can just find their way through a bunch of these games. Not in this SEC, not when nobody is at rock bottom in this league, except where LSU's at rock bottom for their last 2 years. Mm-hmm. Do you disagree with the premise before I dive into this game by game?
Oh, no, I think, we've talked about that time and time again since that Texas Bowl, just how bare this roster was, and that's just not a place this LSU program has found itself in a very, very, very long time. And so, to me, I think I give more credit to the job that Coach Kelly's doing, and based off of, what we saw last season, based on what we're just seeing now and just how organized and just how this organization and this program is just being run now. I think that's the way I'm looking at it. And then also I think, every team in this conference has positions of weakness. I think the coaches that can limit that the best, those are the teams that win more consistently. So I think that's why I trust his coaching staff.
And I think that's a great way to look at it. And so I'll lead into it with this. When I say that I think this team is low on pros, which I think it's low on pros, I mean, look at quarterback. I don't think any of the quarterbacks are locks to be NFL guys. Mm-hmm. I don't think any of the running backs are locked to be NFL guys. I think on the offensive line, you got one. Will Campbell's going to be a pro. Mm-hmm. Outside of that, I'm struggling to find one that's for sure. Wide receiver, I think you got 3 or 4. I think that you're great out there. Defensive front, I think you're great there in terms of pros. I think you've got Jaquelin Roy, Mason Smith, B.J. Ojulari, Ali Gay. Those guys are going to be pros. So I think you're good there. But on the outside, you don't have Patrick Peterson, and you don't have Morris Claiborne, and you don't have Derek Stingley and Christian Fulton and Jamal Adams and Eric Reed. Those guys, this doesn't look like that to me. Mm-hmm. It looks like a bunch of guys who played a lot of football and have been nice pieces.
Yeah.
At linebacker, Harold Perkins might be the 5th pick in the draft. I don't know, but I haven't seen it. Yeah. And Greg Penn hasn't done anything in college, and it just. It doesn't look like the LSU's got talent roster that I'm used to outside of really wide receiver and defensive front.
Yeah, no, I think, I get that point, and I think that's what, if you're looking at what this program has been over the years and you look at the amount of first-round draft picks and just, NFL players in total, I think you can make that case for this team, but I'm looking at an Ole Miss, roster last year who found a way to win 10 games. They didn't have a NFL-bound roster from top to bottom. They found ways to win with a great coaching staff. Obviously, they had a quarterback that can get the job done, but there's other ways you can do it, and I've seen it done. So I think that's what the angle I'm looking at it, and just this coaching staff being night and day from what it was last year.
And I'm going extreme to one side just to kind of hammer a point home, and I understand that. But on the flip side of that, I'm really excited for this season. I'm really excited for the Florida State game. And it's a different kind of excitement than I felt when I walked in there in 2019 to watch LSU play Florida in front of 102,000 people with an undefeated season on the line and what we thought was a really special team. It's a different level of excitement. It is the same excitement that I watched Will Wade's first team with. And I said, you know what? This isn't the best team that he's going to put out there, but he's got his guys. He's putting them in place. He's recruiting at a high level. He's coaching these guys hard. They're going to have some big wins, like LSU went down to Maui and beat Michigan and played some tough games on their home floor. And you know what? Every once in a while, they're going to get their hat handed to them because they're just not where it's going to be. But there's a build that's moving forward, and that's an exciting thing. And it's not what we strive for here in Baton Rouge. We strive for championships. There are other places where the thought of maybe building something special is all you can really hope for, and most times it doesn't come to fruition. It does here. I'm excited to watch the build, but as I look at this roster going, this is a build because you're starting from a spot we're not all that accustomed to.
Thanks so much for watching Hunt Hill on YouTube.
Now do us a favor. Hit the red subscribe button below and throw us a like. We'll see you next time.